My video for December 27th, 2017 is entitled A Corporate World Equals Death to Humanity. What will it take to wake up a brainwashed population to the situation in which we find ourselves? It won't go away or improve if we keep ignoring it. Everything that is incorporated is dead. Corporation and corpse come from the same thing. Corporations cannot lawfully deal with living humans. That is why we all get incorporated after we are born. Yes, it's fraud, and we are dealing with liars whose mission is to control the entire world for their own benefit at the expense of humanity. I have been trying to wake people up for a long time now. While many are getting it, most are still under the spell of demons and their human accomplices. Will ETs rescue us? Will our Creator take action? I do not know the answer to those and many other important questions we face. Frankly, I'm tired. I've been faithful to my calling, yet I still face opposition, even from those who have been misled by well-meaning but misguided spiritual teachers like Matt Kahn, Esther Hicks, and others. This is my 2,551st video, and I cannot go on much longer without the miracles we all need. I don't always check the updated intel before I make my videos in the mornings, but I did today. I looked at it and I learned that the whole RV thing has been an operation to expose the cabal and to bring it down. And we're going to have our RV in place by the beginning of the new year, by January 2nd or something like that. It's going to be completed. That's the latest report. And we've been hearing that for over a year and a half, probably longer than that. I've been paying attention to it for since June of last year. That's 2016, not 2017. We're just about into 2018 now. Anyway, folks, even as I wrote the blurb yesterday, and even as I read it today, I thought, Matt Kahn and Esther Hicks, I don't think they're bad people. I mean, I want to just say that right up front. I don't think that many of the people that have been teaching the crazy, insane doctrine of what we focus on expands and telling us to only focus on what we want. If we focus on what we don't want, we're going to get more of it. That's been a central part of their teachings. And if we keep listening to them, to me, we don't reach the critical mass necessary to bring some of the positive changes that are needed into actual fruition, into our actual reality of experience. And I don't want to keep harping on the everything as an illusion thing that they also teach, because what they mean by that is nothing is permanent. And of course that's true. Of course, if we're going to grow at all, growth is continuous change. And we may be in a process, albeit slow, of continuous change as humanity, for example. I mean, yes, it seems in our chronological time and mindset to take a very long time, but they say it's not a long time. And I don't know what the answer is. Here's the situation that I find myself in. I see physical things going on in my life that are disturbing, to say the least, because I don't know if this means I'm dying. I still seem most of the time pretty healthy, but every once in a while I get these bouts of symptoms that are disturbing to me. And I want to be alive, to see the changes take place, to see the kingdom of heaven actually manifest on earth. And I realize that the corporate world that has been instituted by what to me are demonic inspired humans, or demons in fact, that world is a world of fiction. It is a world where everything has been inverted, turned inside out and upside down. The meanings of words are changed so that what we think they're talking about, they're actually talking about something else because they've changed the meaning of the word. Understand is one that we've, of course, mentioned time and time again. We don't want to be standing under their control grid. Yet when they ask, do you understand? That's exactly what they are meaning. Are you standing under our authority? And no, I don't recognize the cabal as having any true authority, or any demonic realm as having any true authority. They rule by deception, and deception and fraud are always wrong and never are based on anything that is ultimately real, yet it is the real experience that we have to deal with, that we have to face, whether we want to or not. And I certainly don't want to. And many others are with me on that. But so many, like the ones that I named and many others, keep pushing the idea, which of course is put forth by the dark element. It only serves, it can only serve the perpetuation of the fraud and the perpetuation of the imprisonment of our minds. And I don't know that our souls can literally be imprisoned, except as the illusion that takes place in time. And yes, it's an illusion because it's not permanent. It's not an illusion because it's not real. It's still a real experience. That's what I keep trying to get people to understand. Experience is what we experience. And if we're going to change what we experience, we have to change something something has to be changed at the very top. If all of us would wake up and not play the game of hiding our heads in the sand, not play the game of ignoring things, we could probably change things pretty quickly. But they have entrapped, and by they, I mean, again, the dark element has entrapped good people, people that are not bad people, people that are willing to say, they were wrong and repent and do their best to love one another, which is the ultimate of all commands. They're willing to do that, and yet they are unwilling to face the problem and call the problem what it is: fraud. It's fraud, and there's no statute of limitations against fraud. And our political leaders, our economic leaders, hopefully the military leaders are starting to wake up, but I don't know that that's true. There's reports that it is. There's reports that the cabal is being taken down. There's reports that many of them have been arrested. Is that true? I don't know if it's true. I don't have personal experience. I mean, I read things, and I read things that I would like to be true, and I read other things that I hope to God aren't true. So we're swimming in a sea of disinformation, misinformation, hopeful thinking, wishful thinking. We're swimming in that sea of what do you want to call it? It's the illusory reality, the ever-changing reality in which we exist. And I want to hopefully live long enough to actually see the kingdom of heaven being implemented on earth by bringing a leadership that's going to help liberate instead of imprison humanity, not just in our minds, but in our lives continuously, and help us to achieve the highest good. Anyway, thank you folks for listening once again, and namaste.